The very first thing we want to do when opening up the Eclipse is to um, set a workspace. You could do that if you already done that. You could set a default workspace. I recommend putting your workspace inside OneDrive or some folder sharing app like Google Drive or Dropbox. If your workspace is there, you could access your files anywhere. The only caveat with that is you have to close Eclipse before you go anywhere else. Otherwise, if you try to open it elsewhere using like on your laptop or your desktop, you might have trouble opening it because Eclipse will say, hey, this workspace is locked, you can't do it. There's probably a workaround with that, but I have not researched that particular problem yet. So after you put the workspace where you want to, here I have it on OneDrive, um, you can then set the preferences. Now, Eclipse is a very powerful tool, and since Eclipse is a very powerful tool, it has something that NetBeans equivalent program does not have. It has a formatter, program formatter. That way, it keeps your program nice, neat, and tidy. It helps you. It definitely helps you find mistakes. So we're going to go through and and create a new profile. Um, you'll 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 I'll show you how I set it up, but you don't need to. The great thing about setting it up this way is if you use a formatter, it can help you spot mistakes. It can also help you read the code a lot easier because by default, programming code is it's pretty difficult to read, especially with while loop, for loops, and everything like that. You have to figure out where everything is, and following code for me is a lot easier, but it's up to you. So I'm going to go ahead and click New, create custom profile based on the one that is in Eclipse. And we'll see here. One of the things I like to do is put everything on a new line. So notice that with these braces, they're next to what it is, and for loops and while loops and things like that, it can be hard to file. So I do next line for most stuff. Again, this is preference. You can do whatever you want. And you can see to the right what the code will look like if you use the same if you use the formatter on your particular code, and you see that this for loop and all that good stuff is set on different lines, which is what I like. And one of the things I like to do is remove empty lines. Okay, braces, white space. Okay, after labels. At end of file. Hit apply. Yeah, one of the things I was looking for is make sure these semicolons are on separate lines, because those semicolons mark the end of a line of code, and sometimes you can put two semicolons, and it can cause a problem. And I can show you that later on. Um, and I'll just leave this by default. Looks like everything is good. I'll insert a new line here. Just make things easier. And this is what it will look like. Comments, and you can hit apply. Okay, that's it for right now. Very simple. Just it makes coding a lot easier. If I find the need to change the profile, I will go over that together. But right now, that should be fine. If I get so, if you have any questions, just leave it on this video or message me. I'll leave some of my contact information in the information description, and we'll go from there. Thank you and have a great day.